Apparently, there's a documentary about David Dobrik that either came out or is coming out that uh, just about him as a person that kind of includes about that situation with Dirty Dom where you like slung him into
That's
the
I
Jeff
have
Wittick.
no idea what you're
Jeff,
talking about.
not
I
David
literally know nothing about David Dobrik except that he dated that Liza chick.
So he's just a vlogger, I guess. I've never particularly cared for him. Like he always seemed like a bit of a sociopath to me, but not too
Is
long
it though?
for sure.
He dated Liza, the Indian show. He's another big fucking star.
Oh, you're here now. Thanks for showing up.
So we're gonna open up with the only current event item.
The thing
anyone
that
is
happened
talking
at the
about.
Oscars that everybody's talking about, how Spider-Man No Way Home was nominated for nothing. Everybody's talking
Dune
about
won
that.
the most.
Huh?
Didn't Dune win the most Oscars?
I have no idea.
I think either they won the most or they were nominated
The only
for
thing
the
I know
most.
about the actual awards is Samuel L. Jackson got his first Oscar. Don't know what it's for, but I know he got one.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
it's a lifetime achievement, I believe.
So it's not an Oscar.
I mean, he's been in like 130 movies. There was
I
an
mean, it's
actor
an
that fell
Oscar
down
for
the
being-
station.
It was Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
I would say Jason
I fell down
Derulo,
the
that
stairs.
actor.
He was overcasted
You mean Usher?
by.
I love Jason Derulo's TikTok.
Nice.
It's dope.
Alright.
He
Did you
TikToks
see the
well.
video of like the guy calling him Usher, and him
No.
getting pissed off and beating his fucking ass in an open setting? Like
No.
it was out in the, it was out in
Like a
public. Yeah, he's
mall or
like,
some
"Don't call me
shit.
Usher," and he was like, "Okay, Usher," and dude like charges him.
Jason
It's
Derulo
nuts.
looks like
Yeah,
a dude
big
who would
man.
fucking knock you on your ass.
He's
It's just
fucking
those-
yoked.
It's those darkies.
Yeah, but
man, they
they-
just don't know how to control their hands. You know what I mean?
Those what?
Darkies.
Oh, okay.
All right, so what's our take?
I'd be a lot more.
Obviously, there's nobody
being
that
recorded.
doesn't know what happened. What are our takes on it?
Who the fuck doesn't know what happened?
That's what I said. There's literally no one who doesn't
yeah.
know. So we're not even going to go into the situation.
In
We're just gonna
case
take
you
our
don't
takes.
know, Will
Everybody
Smith slapped Chris
knows.
Rock. That's what happened.
I think Will Smith.
The Ukrainian war stopped so they could sit down and watch the clip of Chris Rock getting slapped by Will. They were like, hold on. We got to watch this.
This is important.
It's like that World War II
3-minute
story.
ceasefire.
Where they all
There's just
stopped
so
and-
much
on
information
Christmas and
that's
played
like
soccer
continuously
together.
coming out,
Facts.
and like part of me, most of me thinks it wasn't scripted, but part of me still thinks it's scripted, just in the sense of like there was something that came out about like Will Smith, that like it was a boost for him like after that, and then the other side was that Chris Rock's like stand-up comedy tickets are now selling for a minimum of $800.
Yeah,
So-
I think they both came out on top for sure, but I don't think it was scripted. Like I think that was like Will Smith like finally got tired of people making jokes about his wife and like was maybe a little drunk, probably has some
I'm a
shit
little
going on inside.
stressed.
Lost his cool.
I honestly, my take on it is that he didn't give a fuck. Because if you watch the clip,
He's
he
laughing.
laughs at the joke.
It's
Like
a good
it's,
laugh, too.
it's a genuine laugh. That's
Yeah.
not that's not
Yeah.
a chuckle. Like
Listen,
that's not a pity chuckle.
It's a good joke.
But I'm gonna need you to stop. No, but 100%. But Jada never laughs at it. So
No.
I guarantee, in my mind, what I think happened is that he looked over, he was laughing, and then now the blame was on him. Like initially, Jada was mad at Chris Rock, but now Jada's mad at Will. Like, the
'cause
fuck
she's-
you laughing
you
at
get
that
a good
joke
laugh.
for?
Yep.
And so he got to do something in order to take the blame back off of him and put it
100%.
back on Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Gave him that look, bro. She said. You can
Yeah,
see
like
that
there was a article
inward
posted
speculating
like
in her mind.
there was a bunch of articles
Circulating.
posted like 2 hours ago, like the Academy did an investigation or whatever on the incident, and apparently like they asked him to leave afterwards. He just
I
said
saw
no.
that.
And then they
Yeah, I
were
mean,
like,
what are they gonna
whatever.
do? They're not gonna escort Will Smith.
But I mean-
Will Smith off.
I mean, they could have.
But like that's what they would have done to
No,
literally
no
any
shot.
other person.
They have
I mean, they
I mean-
could have, but they're not going to.
It's crazy though that they didn't, right? Like Well, I
For
didn't even
sure.
understand the
Like,
point of coming out and
there
saying
was
that
an
you asked him to
incident-
leave if you didn't like intend to back it up. You said, "Hey, can you please leave?" No, I tried.
Well, because they were getting flack, right? The academy was getting in trouble for not handling the situation.
I mean, but now they're gonna catch that flack regardless, right? Like it's either gonna be at the time or now. So now they're catching the flack and they're starting their own investigation. That is, they're having like another meeting on the 18th because Will has like 15 days to respond or something like that. But
Yeah.
you're gonna do this anyways. You're gonna hold this investigation either way, right? Apparently, but if you intend to ask somebody to leave as an academy, like
If
you
you
know,
ask
situation.
anybody to leave ever and they don't leave, they are trespassing.
yeah, 100%.
No, but the thing is, you can't like it is Will Smith, right? Like
So? The fuck's that have to
no,
do with shit?
look here.
He's not above the law.
Let me talk it out, right? Look, if right now Will Smith is the bad guy. Nobody thinks the Academy Awards are the bad guy. Some people think they should have done more, but look, if Will Smith hit that dude and then they asked him to leave and he said no, and they had security drag him out and he put up a resistance and they had to forcefully make him leave, the academies would 100% be the bad guy. It would no longer be about hitting Chris Rock. It would be,
a racial situation.
they fucked
I don't
up
think
Will
so.
Smith to get him out of there. I think so.
I mean, the
well,
thing
it's
is,
a hypothetical.
I haven't talked on this at all, so shut the fuck up, everybody. So basically, I don't think Will Smith is the bad guy. I don't think Chris Rock is the bad guy. The real villain of this story is Jada Smith. Jada Smith is a toxic fucking woman. She weekly talks down about Will all the time on her Facebook red table bullshit. She's cheated on him and made him the problem when she cheated on him.
Yeah, if he loved me enough, he would have saw it. Or
Exactly. She's a horrible human being. Will Smith is a very good guy. Until that happened, I don't think I could say one negative thing about Will Smith ever, because he's just that good of a guy. He seems more down to earth than anybody in Hollywood, basically.
He doesn't even cuss in his raps. I'm platinum.
Exactly. So
I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I want everybody to watch. You don't have to watch the series, but find the clip where in the YouTube series where he's getting back in shape, and he is going to the racetrack to do laps on the rooftop track in Dubai, and the guy is supposed to have a stop timer set up. I think he has a god tier PR specialist, and they've just done an amazing job in never letting that side of him get out. Yeah. But paired with this, it's even different watching, because even when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. He's just, on a high stress situation. But he kind of goes off on this dude for no reason, like one of his production crew, for not having a stopwatch ready. And he didn't even know he was supposed to have a stopwatch ready, for him to time him doing laps. And he gets there and they have everything set up, and there's a crew right filming this, because this is his fitness thing, and they get to the top of this rooftop track in Dubai, which I'm sure they reserved, and he's about to get started, and he's like, where's the timer? And this one dude, I forget his name, he says his name, is supposed to have the timer ready, he doesn't have it ready, and Will's like, when you have an event, and he's yelling at this dude, and he's like, when we have an event, you're supposed to have everything ready. Now it's ruined and I'm leaving because I'm not going to sit around and wait for you because I'm Will Smith. It should be ready when I get here. And
I've never seen that.
Yeah, me either.
Because before you'll probably see it come through now, but I think his PR specialist has been good at hiding his side of things.
A thing about or I guess a possible thing about that side of him is I watched some video that apparently in Scientology, that's a common display of dominance or discipline.
Scientologists?
Is open hand slapping people and verbally assaulting people in front of other people or whatever, and they donated and funded some school that teaches that the Scientology survey eugenics thing or whatever is a part of their curriculum at that school that they donated several $1 million to.
Is Will Smith
that is
a
Scientologist?
Thing. Or are you just holding him to a standard that he's not a part of?
Also, what does
No,
eugenics have
I
to do
mean-
with open hand slap? I'm so this,
What does Scientology have to do with Will Smith unless he's a Scientologist?
That's what I just said. Like that's a big part of their like culture is people like open hand slapping people when they're like to like display their dominance and like disrespect. So to your point of where like Jada has like cucked the fuck out of him and like belittled him and he's been getting shit on by everybody for the last 2 years. Like I think he finally just had enough. And like that's
You're not
also to
answering
Kyle's
my
point where
question.
like his shut up and I
Is he a Scientologist?
That's what I do. Shut the fuck up.
Why are we not fucking comparing him to Muslim or something?
What?
Why are we not saying that he's a Muslim and holding him to Muslim
He's
standards?
not a Muslim.
Okay. All right, never mind. Go ahead.
Did you not listen to a word I just said?
I'm
so
comparing him to
confused.
something. It's like me starting
I'm
a
compa- I'm
conversation about how Star Wars is a play on world. Well, that's actually true.
If I was comparing you to that situation and I was saying like, hey, it's common for like Scientologists to have this display of aggression and shit like that to you, right? And then I say, and also to like further that point, like
I just asked
this
a question.
person has funded and started a school worth millions of dollars that includes like Scientology shit in their curriculum. Does that not infer that he's a Scientologist?
I mean, maybe.
well,
I
he's
don't
like a
think that's
confirmed
baby. That's a pretty,
Scientologist.
like, I mean, how many people do you know that spend millions of dollars and include Scientology shit in theirs? I mean, not do you know because you don't know any Scientologists, but that like does that seem like that would be a wild assumption that if they gave
According
millions
to
of dollars
a quick
to fund
Google
and start the
search.
school?
Sorry to cut you off. According to a quick Google search, him and his wife are not Scientologists. They're good friends
I'm
with
not
Tom Cruise.
saying-
They don't have anything against Scientology religion, but they're not Scientology.
I also
big
know that
thing
it's
is-
been a rumor for a while. I'm
I mean,
confused
they
about
may or
all
may
of the
not be
gay
unconfirmed
rumors.
Scientologists, but a donation doesn't stand to anything because you gotta understand.
It's not a donation,
When you
they
make
funded
tens
the
of
school,
millions of
like,
dollars
it's
a
their
year,
school.
you don't do anything with your own money. He probably doesn't even have a fucking debit card in his pocket because he's got a guy that's with him all times that swipes his fucking card with him. So I guarantee you the donations that he makes are often just for the tax breaks.
write-off, yeah, 100%.
And then often his team of financial advisors are probably cutting side deals with
that's what I'm saying.
Scientologists.
Yeah.
Like, yo, like we'll hook up your Scientology school with fucking $3 million. Like, let us do this, and this on your properties or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Scientology owns the most real estate in Los Angeles.
I did not know that. I also forgot,
The Church of Scientology owns the most real estate in Los Angeles County.
I honestly forgot Scientology was a thing. Like, I know it was like crazy popular like in the late 2000s, right? All the celebrities were coming out as Scientologists, and then that was the last thing I really ever heard about it. Like, I haven't thought about Scientology in probably a decade.
Wasn't the voice of Chef from South Park a Scientologist, and that's why he left the show? Was because they were making fun of Scientologists a lot on that show? Well, they make fun of
I don't
everybody, but
True,
South
everybody.
Park?
Nobody is safe when it comes to South Park.
I
I don't know though.
I feel bad for both Will and Chris. Will shouldn't have slapped him. Saying something mean doesn't mean you get your shit rocked. You're an
It
adult.
wasn't even mean, bro. That was like
Yeah, I
a
agree.
tame ass joke.
Super
like, get the fuck over yourself. Like both of them. Like Jada to like not just give it a pity laugh or whatever, and then Will to like
Especially to
not
like,
know how to handle that situation better. Like,
and then also
you're Will
Jada's come out
Smith.
openly multiple times stating that she doesn't care what anybody thinks about it.
Yeah.
Like, you
Right.
can't sit there and come out and say, I don't care about my bald head,
Right.
blah, 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 but then you take a joke to heart about your bald head.
Honestly, I would say like I don't think she probably cares that much about the joke. Like I'm sure it annoyed her, and she was just like, "Ugh, whatever." And then the whole thing happened, and then like the focus has obviously been on them two, and like I have seen a lot of it being like this is like partially, if not mostly, her fault for being like an awful spouse,
Yeah, that's
And,
what I was
like,
gonna say. Was I
doing
feel
whatever.
bad for
but-
both of them because Chris got embarrassed, and he did a good job continuing doing his job.
A fantastic, didn't skip a
yeah.
beat, really. Like,
Yeah,
my mind was blown.
and I feel bad
Watching
for Will
him
because
just stay
he's
there.
just a victim of being just emotionally fucking manipulated from
Yeah.
Jada. Like he wasn't slapping Chris Rock, he was slapping
Tupac.
like August, the internet. He was
No,
slapping
for
everybody
sure.
but Chris.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite things is people like highlighted the fact like as soon as it was over, Chris was just like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, because he really could have gone.
He immediately the gears started turning. He had at least 15
see it
jokes.
In his eyes. That shit was crazy.
Jokes.
I mean, everything I've seen on the internet has been about how Chris Rock would have gone off on him, but I mean, like the dude told like a mild as fuck G-rated joke. Yeah. And Will Smith open hand slapped him. Like, first of all, if I'm gonna bet on a fight between Chris Rock and Will Smith, like a brawl, like I'm taking Will Smith 100% of the time.
What's fucked up though is like Chris Rock did podcasts sort of like moderately.
Okay, here before
recently.
you tangent, let me finish my thought here. So, if he had gone, I'm not saying that he couldn't have gone off, but if he did, like. Will Smith just got away with it. Like, what's to stop him from getting the fuck up and like closing that fist? Right, like you got a lot of people are like, oh, Will Smith or Chris Rock contained himself. He held himself back.
Like,
he could have roasted him, but I mean, like, also Will Smith could have beat the fuck out of him if he did that. It would have been a
different situation, though, right? Like that would have been. I mean, slapping somebody is one thing, but like beating the fuck out of them, on live television, right?
That wouldn't
in
have
front
gotten
of a
to that
crowd.
point.
Yeah, the cops were there quickly afterwards. Like you know, an hour after the fact, you'd already seen articles about how Chris Rock declined to press charges. So it wouldn't have been. It would have been a completely different ordeal. Will Smith would have been in jail if you would have beat the fuck out of him. Guaranteed.
I don't think so.
I 100%.
Oh, for sure.
He would have died in jail. I mean, you would die in the morning.
You don't think that?
I definitely think he would have gone to jail.
And I think he would have got arrested. I don't think he would have gone to jail.
If they arrested him,
he definitely like. There's nothing that like. No shot. Like if somebody beats your ass on live TV and also in front of all of your colleagues and millions of people, you're not going to press charges. You're going to be like, whatever.
I don't think there's a situation where Chris Rock would have pressed charges.
No, that's not that situation. I'm saying though, because that's the situation where that happens. Is the only reason he didn't go to jail the other night is because Chris Rock said, "No, I don't want to press charges." No, that's
the only reason he didn't get charged. I'm saying that they wouldn't have taken him to jail.
I think if he at that moment said yes, I want to press charges, I don't think they would have waited until the Oscars were over. They would have arrested him at that point. I'm not debating whether he would have.
I'm saying that he's got unlimited resources. He wouldn't have gone to jail. He would have processed and immediately gone home.
I don't think so.
No. What I'm asking you though is if, in order for him to go to jail, is for you're saying that if he got up and just beat the shit out of Chris Rock on national television, he has enough resources for Chris Rock to not press charges?
No, he's not saying that he wouldn't press charges. He's saying that he still would press charges. He would be arrested. But
I think there's no shot he doesn't go to jail.
I'm just saying he would not go behind bars.
He would have definitely made bail. Like as soon as he stepped into the jail,
I don't think he would have not gone. That's my point. Is he would not have gone to jail?
I don't think that he would like spend like weeks in jail or anything like that. But he would definitely get arrested and like go to jail for a period of time. Like.
He would walk into the precinct and immediately turn around.
Yeah, I would think they would take the pictures and process him, and then he would drive home.
Yeah,
I think it would take a while.
You think his bail is going to be like $4.6 million?
No, I don't think it's
even if it was, like you don't think he's got that in his other like his side hustle account?
No, I just don't think that. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith into the judicial system. But I would just think that, like, just because he's Will Smith, that doesn't, like... But I guess at the same token, like, it still blows my mind that he was able to, like, sit down after doing it. And he was able to sit down after doing it because he's Will Smith.
Not only was he able to sit down, he later won Best Actor with a standing ovation. And then went to an after party and was rapping one of his songs. He had no ramifications for what he did.
For sure. Like I thought his apology was super weird, where like he apologized to everybody except for Chris Rock.
Even in his official apology, he still didn't really.
No, he did. No, he has at this point like apologized to Chris Rock. But what I was gonna say earlier is like what's more fucked up is like Chris Rock has recently enough done like podcast interviews where he talks about how like awful his childhood was. Because he got bullied and beat up, like, physically and assaulted, like, every fucking day. And he spends, like, he said he spends, like, 7 to 13 hours a week in therapy like to this day because of like that bullying trauma. So I'm
He's
like,
conditioned.
that's super fucked up for like, that definitely transported him back to being a child where like he's at work doing his job, makes a rated G joke, and then a big ass bully just gets on stage and slaps the fuck out of him, does a weird kind of like swag walk, dance off, sits down, and then wins an Oscar. Like,
Well, it's not
you
like
can
he
see him
could not
standing
win
there
the
in the
Oscar.
videos.
So
like,
the Oscars are predetermined, right? It's not
I know
like
that.
It's not like he slapped him and then a panel of judges voted.
No,
like,
I'm aware of how the Oscars work. I know that, but Chris Rock didn't know that he was going to win the Oscar. Like, the presenters don't know until they open the envelope. But either way, like, you could see him in the videos where, like, the Oscars, like, handing off ceremony is starting, and you could see him being, like, so confused, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, where am I at? What's happening right now? Like, this is insane. Like, yeah, that's
Definitely
sad.
nuts.
It's unfortunate. I like I said, I feel bad. I feel mainly bad for Chris Rock, but I also feel bad for Will Smith because
I mean, literally,
It's
like,
a shit situation all around.
outside of
A situation.
outside of the PR, like literally everybody in this situation has come out on top. Like, Chris Rock's tickets are selling. Will Smith won an Oscar. The Oscars ratings went up a bunch. Like,
yeah, because no one was watching that shit before.
yeah, like I would not have known the
I didn't even
Oscars
know it
happened last
happened.
night. Yeah,
I didn't know until I saw. I think it was like
The Will Smith thing, yeah.
Yeah,
the Will Smith thing. I
100%.
was like,
It's like, oh, the Oscars were last night.
yeah. No, I was like,
I know that made like instant news. Like,
yeah,
it was like
I was there like when it was like 10 minutes old.
instant. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazily quick.
But crazier shit has happened.
I'm loving the memes for sure. Like, aside from the situation, the meme
Internet
potential
stays
is
undefeated.
infinite. Yeah.
Stays undefeated.
One of
But
my
it's
favorite
quick.
tweets
God,
that I've
bro.
seen is like, the least Jada could do now is like put off her annual Tupac shout out.
I saw that.
Like,
yeah, but it's
it's
like,
like-
I didn't
literally
even
the
know that
next
was a
day,
thing.
Within 10 to 12 hours, somebody had already put out a song. Multiple songs were already put out. Right, either feature like sampling Will or like
Oh,
a bar like mentioning
Keep my
Will,
wife's
Chris
name
Rock. Like,
out
that's
your
crazy.
fucking mouth.
And then Supreme Dreams or Artisty World, they came out
Yeah.
like it was like 2 hours,
Hours,
minimum,
yeah.
maximum. 2 hours maximum. They had a whole skate, their whole crew dressed in suits, reenacting Chris Rock backstage at the Oscars with his posse. Nuts, bro. Like, to just be that quick on something, and then just like I saw like a SpongeBob like dub, like it blows my mind how some people see something and they're like, this will perfectly fit that SpongeBob clip that's in my fucking drafts.
Right.
I just don't get that. It
Art, brother.
blows my fucking mind, bro.
No, for sure.
And it's a perfect fit.
Not to tangent too hard, but speaking of the Oscars, Straw Hat Goofy was there, and that dude has blown up
It's crazy.
in the
Yeah,
last
he-
18 months. He is
was
so big.
I think he was on Extra too while he was there.
And he was on, like, he was at the red carpet of, like, something else. Like,
Spider-Man.
yeah, of the home, of No Way Home. Like,
Yeah.
dude is living the dream.
For sure. I never really
Awesome.
knew who he was, I think, until
TikTok.
Spider-Man.
No, I
No,
saw
I think I
him.
didn't.
I
never
saw him on
him
stuff
before
prior to
that.
Spider. He's a big anime dude.
He's
For
like
sure,
a big
but
anime
I-
and like Marvel guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did, but I never
100%.
saw anything of his until No Way Home came out, and then he had gone to the premiere or whatever, and he had called like a few things before the movie had come out. He had said that this was going to happen, and it did.
Like, that's my favorite thing about technology to date is, like, it can transform anybody into their perfect dream self, because
Bro, it's-
it'll make the connection, right? Like, if someone's the best at something, right? Like the top 0.01% at something, if they put themselves out on social media, they have to put themselves out, number one, right? But it will be discovered. Like, people will enjoy it. If they're the best of the best at something, the people will enjoy it.
It's been happening for a while now. It's been happening, I want to say, like, since the early 2010s. Like, whenever YouTube started becoming more mainstream and less, like, I don't know, with the younger crowd, the millennials at the time.
Yeah,
videos.
I mean, these
We've
these
talked about
video
it
apps have
before.
definitely launched that stuff into like Vine, right? Like, just people who are funny or be talented, like anything. If you took the 6 seconds and you made something crazy happen, right? People are still riding that wave from Vine.
Vine was
to,
different
like,
though.
now.
Vine was a comedy sketch app.
I mean, it
Like,
really wasn't. Like,
no-
I saw
no-
a bunch
no-
of different things, right? Like,
Nobody
people-
were doing like DIY woodworking videos on
Well, no,
Vine.
Yeah,
it's
you
Like,
guys
they're-
6 seconds, right? But
I
you
know
can
that's
still
what I'm
do,
saying.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
crazy tricks and
It's
stuff.
No, there was definitely
TikTok
like
was a game
life hack
changer.
type shit. Yeah, no, like literally the only difference between the two. Like, I think Vine would probably still be around if they had like an option for longer than 6 seconds. Like, it was fun, and I don't really understand what like caused the downfall of it. Like,
They weren't pulling a profit. They weren't
Yeah.
making money.
and yeah, and
They
it's
couldn't
hard to make
monetize.
money. Yeah, like it's hard to monetize 6 seconds. Like, how do you get an ad in 6
The
seconds?
same
that's
thing
not
TikTok
monetized?
does. You throw an ad.
throw
in
ads
between-
in
Well,
between.
no,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's a big
saying. No, I'm talking about just for like individual creators. Like, if somebody like contacts you and they're like, "Hey, make a fucking a thing about like this product, and we'll give you some money." And it's
I
like,
think
yeah,
they could have done
it's-
it.
I don't know. It's hard. Like, it's. Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, with 6 seconds, your options are drastically reduced on like what you can
you
do.
also
I'm gonna have
like,
to
depending on
100%
what
disagree
type
with
of
you. It was the management of the app. It was two things. It was the management of the app, and B, they didn't have a bankroll, right? So you have to understand the underlying costs in a video platform business, right? So when you think to yourself, when you're running a video platform business, do you think, oh, it's just an app that you open on your phone and it plays videos, right? Like, what can the overhead be? But the overhead is huge, right? Because you have literally billions of people on their phones recording content that has to be saved on the app, right? It's not like it saves a copy on your phone, but those drafts are available on the app, right? So if you lose your phone and log into your shit, all of your videos are saved onto their servers, right? And those servers to us are just like, oh, the cloud. But no, you're talking about hundreds and thousands of square feet of computer servers in warehouses across the world supporting these systems, right? You're talking electricity, like maintenance, you're talking crazy amounts of overhead. And the reason, like, I've seen interviews with the CEO and the like leading management of Vine and why it failed, and it's because they couldn't monetize, right? And so they couldn't keep up with the costs of running the facilities that maintained the app, right? And TikTok could because they were bankrolled by China. And then they monetized well. But the part two of that, in my opinion, is the algorithm. Vines weren't specific, right? The For You page feature of TikTok is unparalleled algorithmic.
I don't know. Let's say I'm never on my follow page. I'm always on my For You page.
I've never even touched the browse button.
Yeah.
Like, my For You page is so tailored. I have never not been completely... I have to force myself to stop because I never get to the point where I'm not interested in what's flowing through my feed.
Yeah.
And that's wild.
To touch on a point that Nathan was saying earlier about content creators and they're making their money, also you have to think about it like this. There's still other platforms for them to make their money on, right? If they're getting... You got to think about it like if you have 1 million followers on Vine, you're probably pushing close to 100K on Instagram. You know, they're still in that bracket of, you know, a micro influencer or something like that. So there's still other...
But I would imagine whatever company would want you to do the promotion on whatever you have the biggest platform.
I think if Vine was still big today and let's say like a crazy in-depth company like Microsoft or something like that was like, I need you to make an ad on our Microsoft Surface, but it needs to be a little bit more specific. There's no way that they can hold you to a standard of making something like that in 6 seconds because they can physically, they should have a team to put together that, right, to say that this isn't possible, but they have this following on Instagram and this following on YouTube, so they could run the ad here, right? But if it was like a Tide Pod ad or something like that, that's, you know, nothing. They just eat it, obviously.
Yeah, and I think Vine was only relevant for like 2 years.
Not
That's
even.
not, I think it was like a year and a half.
I was around. It was around for like 2 years, but I would say relevance I would say 8 to 12 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. TikTok has stayed relevant enough and had enough money behind it where the 3 minutes was not a thing last year.
No.
You know,
And now
No,
you can
that's
upload
something
10-minute
that's
videos.
Yeah. So like,
My thing about Vine is there was never an update,
yeah.
right? So TikTok is progressively getting better, right? Like, and I wasn't even I stayed off TikTok for like 10 or 12 months after it popped off at the pandemic, like for a long time. And even since I've been on late to the game, I've seen massive improvements in the app.
Yeah.
And Vine, like in the 12 months that Vine was out, like it was the same thing, stagnant the whole time.
But I mean, musically it was still extremely relevant, which is
Yeah,
what
it
TikTok was before it was TikTok. Musically was crazy popular because it came right after Vine and it filled that gap. So
Musically, I don't even know what that is.
That's what
musically was
TikTok
extremely
was
relevant,
before it was TikTok.
but it was more of like a lip syncing. Like, you know what? Thriller, is it Thriller? Is that what I'm thinking of?
What
The Michael Jackson song?
No, it's
And that
it's
was
another
TikTok.
like lip syncing.
TikTok was
thing.
TikTok like in 2018, maybe 19.
I
They're
think
not that.
2018.
They're not that old because I remember getting Musically ads on Snapchat when I was working at UPS.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would get those ads, and they're still the same people who were like crazy relevant, or not the same, but like, a few of them are the same that were crazy relevant then are still super relevant now. So
Yeah.
but it's, I mean, the same thing with like Vine, like King Batch and like Megan McCarthy and
Hey, King Batch.
Yeah.
I love Megan though. Megan's
couple of-
funny.
yeah.
You hate King Batch?
He's not.
Yeah,
funny.
he's not funny at all. He
I
was
think
funny.
he has some good funny.
He's an
funny
adult
ones.
Nick Jr. kid.
I think he's got good writers to make
Or
his
like
shit funny. I don't
Nickelodeon.
think he writes
He
any
had
of
a
his TikTok content.
Or like
In
bad
Vine
MTV.
prime times, he had some good skits, but
Oh,
that's
for
where
sure.
he stayed comedy wise. Is he still? Can I have one bite, one spoonful? Giant spoon.
Like, if he didn't get famous on Vine and he tried to start on TikTok, like, I think he'd have an okay amount of followers, but I don't think he would be nearly as famous as he is now.
The biggest, I think, even bigger
plenty of
than
people
King
that are
Batch,
funnier than him that are not as
Logan and Jake.
no.
Mainly Logan.
They were-
David Dobrik.
They were good.
Yeah.
They're YouTube people though.
Well, David
Huh?
Dobrik. Apparently, there's a documentary
Not David
coming
Dobrik,
out.
but
I mean,
Logan
yeah, but they were both
had
they were
a huge.
Jake was on a Disney show, so I think Logan might have rode his coattails. Nah, maybe not.
I think
Logan
Logan
was way
got
more
him
popular
on the
on
Disney
Vine, yeah.
show,
Logan was way more
okay.
popular. It was his account on Vine.
but he had a big YouTube following even like I think prior to that.
No, I think
Yeah,
he,
like
he got
booming
big
up
on
to-
Vine first.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they mostly
booming up
got
to
their
everything.
bulk of doing the vlog shit.
Say again?
Apparently, there's a documentary about David Dobrik that either came out or is coming out that, like, just about him as a person. That kind of includes about that situation with Dirty Dom where you, like, slung him into
That's,
the
Jeff
I
crane.
have
Whittick.
no idea what
Jeff-
you're talking about.
no,
I
no.
literally know nothing about David Dobrik except that he dated that Liza chick.
So he's just a vlogger, I guess. I've never particularly cared for him. Like, he always seemed like a bit of a sociopath to me. But not too
Is
long
it though?
for sure.
He dated Liza, the Indian show. Is another big fucking star.
Oh, you're here now. Thanks for showing up.
But a while back, he was filming some stunt for his vlog where they were in like some pretty shallow lake and they had a crane that they were swinging people around on a rope. And he talked like his best friend into like doing it, and he did it like really, really fast, and then he stopped suddenly, which caused his friend to literally like swing around and like smash face first into the crane itself. Like he either lost his eye or like almost lost his eye. Like he's like got super fucked up. For whatever reason, did not sue David and like took David's side when like the news broke, and he was like, it was an accident and blah blah blah. But like in the documentary, apparently David paints it in a light where it's like, no, it was totally his fault. Like he like it was his idea. He's always wanting to push things further. He's always wanting to do more. And now that guy's like, what? No, like fuck him. Like he literally hasn't even talked to me in months. Like ever since once I confirmed I wasn't going to sue him, like he cut me out of his life. Like he hasn't checked up on me. He hasn't done shit. And now he's making documentaries where he's saying like him smashing my face into a crane is my fault.
I always take all of that stuff at face value
assault.
because you
I used to
never
watch
know
those.
who-
I used to watch David's vlogs pretty religiously. but it was mainly because it was just entertainment. It was pure entertainment, and like that's what David gets the fuck off of is whatever craziest thing he can put in his vlog for that week he wants in there, and he acts just like a 21-year-old with multi-million dollars would act. He could do whatever he wants. He's got the influence to do whatever he wants,
Jake
and
Paul
he
face.
executes. Yeah, literally. But he's like foreign Jake Paul because he's not even American. He's like scan. I don't know. I don't know what he is.
I thought
But
you were American.
I thought you were American. But there is like Jeff's in the right. 150%.
For sure.
If you watch those videos or know really anything about David Dobrik, he does push people to do what he wants, and he'll be like, "Well, if you're not going to do this, you're not going to be in the Vlog Squad," which is like his little group that they call themselves.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot of speculation coming out about it. And a lot of
he's-
There was like
he's
there were
not a
also
good
some
guy.
like sexual assault allegations that.
Yeah.
So with
that
that was
they're
with
saying,
Dirty
like
Dom.
he fostered the culture. Yeah.
No, he
That
would
was
give
with Dirty
booze
Dom.
and to underage girls and all that.
Yeah, he got
You
an
know who's
underage
a-
girl drunk.
At face value, is a great person that I haven't heard any allegations against. Who's crazy big. True? Kyle?
Bobby.
Nathan? Mr. Beast.
Wait. Yeah, something's weird about him though.
I
I don't think
can't
there's something
think
weird
of
about it. I
anything,
think
right?
he's
Like,
actually socially inept, which just makes him so much better to me. Like
I think they're all socially inept. First of all,
no shot. Like
You think Jake Paul is not a socially inept person?
that's
but he said
no,
it's
that's like a
it's
different, like it's a
thing,
different type. Like I'm talking about, like he's got like a narcissistic king of the world complex. I think Mr. Beast legit probably feels like he has imposter syndrome when he goes home at night. Like no shot Jake Paul feels that way. No shot Jake Paul doesn't go home and fucking beat off in the mirror to fucking his own reflection. But I feel like Mr. Beast like goes home and he's like, damn, like I don't know why I'm getting all these views on these videos. Like they're really not that good. Like you know what I'm saying?
know.
Like he's
Like-
got that
Maybe that's what I'm picking
genuine
up on.
feel to me.
Yeah.
Like
And he
I-
spends so much of his own money to make his own content. Like that shit
Yeah.
is mind blowing. Like he spent like
I don't know too much.
The
about it.
fucking whatever games, the or Squid Games was
Squid
all
Games,
out of
yeah,
his
it's like
pocket.
$4 million.
Yeah.
But like even like going to the David Dobrik thing, which I know nothing about, but I'm just using an example. Like the type of personality where a guy would convince another guy to do something that he wants, right? That's not the what I'm talking about when it's socially inept. Like
Yeah.
my thing is that Mr. Beast would never think that he could talk somebody else into doing something.
He
No,
talks
I know.
people into
I
doing things,
understand
but
what
it's
you were
never
trying to
anything too
say.
crazy. I don't think Mr. Beast would ever have the capability to talk somebody into fucking
Yeah, I mean, the
spinning on a
difference,
goddamn
the
crane, right,
biggest
unless it was
difference
a-
is Mr.
I'm
Beast
sorry.
gives
Yeah, go
people
on.
money to do it.
That's been happening on all this podcast. Quiet
Mr. Beast
now.
talks people into like doing like crazy small things, right? Like stand in this circle for 10 days. We'll feed you. You know, you get bathroom breaks. Like it's a regularly scheduled fucking 40-hour shift, but if you stay here, you know, you get $20,000 or
Yeah, like,
I think
David
that's different. I don't
Dobrik-
think
David
No, but I'm
Dobrik
saying
will
he
like
can't
buy
talk people
people
into
cars and stuff and be like, "You're gonna do this for me," and somebody's like, "I don't feel comfortable," and he'd probably be like, "Well, remember, I bought you a fucking brand new car, so you're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
what
do
I'm
this for me."
like with Mr. Beast. I feel like he would be like, "Hey, if you stand in the circle for 10 days, like it's gonna suck, but I'll give you, $20,000." And then if they were like, "No, I don't really feel like," oh, like yeah, like don't, no pressure.
Yeah, and
like,
here's
you don't-
$5,000 right
like,
now if you want to leave.
Like I'll buy you dinner. But like David Dobrik would be like, "No, like dude, it's like you don't need 20 grand. You don't
Yeah.
need you just got money. Like
Yeah,
you got
so
that money.
it's
Like
either
get the
20 grand
fuck
or
in the
nothing,
circle,
right?
right? Like that's the difference that I see is that Mr. Beast legit. Like I don't feel like he would ever do anything to make someone else feel uncomfortable.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, I get that.
I mean, I
Like,
don't
genuinely.
I'm you in this situation where like I don't. I mean, I know who Mr. Beast is because he's all like he's in the news or he's in like TikTok from time to time or Reddit or whatever. But like I've never watched any of his videos or I've never like actively tried to. Like I may have seen some video where like Mr. Beast did this or like some shit like that, but I've never like I didn't watch his Squid Game shit. I haven't watched like the only
You're
thing I
missing
can
out, bro.
think
It's
of
solid
that I
content,
can
honestly.
even think that I've watched is like when he would go to restaurants and like order the most expensive shit that they have.
And he's also he's a very smart content creator in the sense of like
For sure.
he has so many other channels on YouTube that are just the exact same video, but it's a completely different language, right? Like he has a Mr. Beast German or a Mr. Beast like Russian, like
Yeah, he just
does
started
what
doing
needs
that.
to do.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I mean, like, I'm aware of the type
yeah,
of shit that
it's
he
gonna
does.
get
I've just
crazy.
never watched any of it. Just
Well, I
because-
mean,
not,
like
bro.
my
Solid
biggest thing is
content.
his entire start, like his humble beginnings, were his whole spiel was just being supportive of PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time,
yeah.
like his whole spiel was like he would donate someone $500 and be like, "Hey, go follow PewDiePie because he's about to lose his top rank." As you like that's all he would do. Like that was like supporting somebody else by giving away his own money. Like, and it, like you can't get more humble than that. Like in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. There's a video that he made where he was. I think he just hit either like 100 or 1,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, and he was like super proud of it. God, these thumbnails, Jesus. He was super proud of it, and was just like doing that video that sometimes people do where they like talk to their future self. And I think it was like 3 or 4 years old, and he went from 1,000 to 1,000,000 like within that time frame.
I think I've seen like a TikTok that like kind of like showing his rise or whatever, and it like a montage of shit. I think I've seen that.
It's always
people
like
going
that
like
though.
crazy, bro.
It's a snowball effect. Like it's like that with everything though. Honestly, I watch a lot of like financial information stuff, and everybody that I know says it's not that I know, but that I've seen says like it's easier to go from making like $250,000 a year to $1 million than to go from making nothing to 250. Right?
Yeah,
Because it's a snowball. Because once you have that momentum, the momentum itself is enough drive to exponentially accrete anything, right?
There's a YouTuber. His name is I Show Speed, and he is not everybody's cup of tea. He barks a lot. He's an angry dude. Like he screams. He's funny sometimes. Like just like his reaction content on some things, it's kind of funny to
What's his name?
watch. But I Show Speed. But
Oh yeah,
he's
Speed.
not everybody's cup of tea. But
You know
his
Speed,
growth
Oh, I
was
fucking hate
nuts,
that dude
bro.
so much.
Like he
That
went
dude's the
from
worst.
like he had like 500,000, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so thankful." Blah 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 blah. And then like 8 hours later, it was 600. And then like 10 hours after that, it was 700. And then like he literally went from like 500K to 2 million in like a matter of like a couple of weeks, I think. Like it was just near over.
Did he do like
overnight, bro.
subathons or whatever?
No, it was just like a lot of people got out. Like he would go live and he streamed on Twitch or whatever, and like he would stream his reaction, like his live reaction to his sub counter on YouTube.
He was a
And so I think the biggest thing was like they would try and troll him for his reaction. Like he would get to 695,000, 850, and then a mass unfollow, and he would freak out, right? Crazy, dramatic, big emotions, whatever. And then I think that was like that video would go, that clip would go crazy viral, and that would just add on to it.
That I know he like I like am aware of him as well. Like he shows up on like
I'm not a fan of his content.
I'm not a
Some
fan.
of it's
Like
funny.
He's
I
funny.
fucking hate that dude so much.
He's funny.
Let me Google it.
So
Since everybody's talking
toxic.
about it. I have no
Like-
idea what we're talking about.
He's
No
just like
Speed
the,
I Show Speed.
Nitro
he's definitely
Speed?
the equivalent.
I Show.
If you just type in
Speed.
like speed, he's probably one of the first things that pops up.
He's definitely
Not
like
on my
the-
search list.
the person equivalent of like Black Air Force energy for sure. Like
HIGH
he's just, I don't know, like,
high show?
I
The letter I.
Show-
bro.
Oh, the letter I.
Speed.
I Show Speed.
What a boomer.
That's what I literally took the words right out of my mouth, bro.
What's this kids you guys are talking about?
He said light show speed.
I don't know. I just don't think that like constant screaming and like raging. Like I just think that's so fucking crazy.
I
I mean,
so
you're
deeply
29 now,
rooted.
right? 28.
I'm too deeply rooted in video game culture where that shit's hilarious to me.
I don't
Some
know
of
like
it,
when
yeah.
Drew does it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean I low key be cringing when he do it too.
Some of
Like,
it's cringy, but some of it's funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's
There's
funny,
just some
bro,
reactions.
I've literally never seen this dude in my
Some of
entire
his VR reactions, like he's playing like a scary game, are hilarious. But
Yeah.
It's out for everybody.
Most of the content that I've been exposed to of his is just like him going off on somebody. It's just like and then there's like I did see one video of I guess where his mom saw one of his videos of him going off on somebody, and he was like, "Oh no, like I don't like super embarrassed and like that's not me, like I don't do that. I make positive content." Blah blah blah. I'm just like, no, you fucking suck.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I was IShowSpeed
but I know
and my
he
mom
started
came to me about something like that, I'd be like, you know what the deal is, right? Like I'm making a lot of money now, right?
For sure.
I'm paying the bills.
That's why that's what made me dislike
off,
him even more is that he didn't like own his actions, I guess, and that he had to be like, no,
He's a kid. He's like 17, I think.
Yeah, he's very
but
young.
what I was gonna say is like I know he got like also pretty popular because he does videos with like Aiden Ross and shit and like that whole group. I don't understand
Aiden Ross at
that
all.
whole group of people. No.
I don't. I have nothing bad to say about the guy, but I don't get how he's popular.
I mean, he just did a lot of his content was interviewing rappers.
Yeah,
like, that was his big grow to fame. I mean, you just had to catch that one break, and then you see the views, and I would assume that
So
a
there's
lot
million
of
people in the world,
not
like,
as big, not as like the hip hop artists that are big but not as big, like at that time, are like, you know what, to help me grow my shit,
like he's
I can do
constantly
that.
hanging out with like Lil Uzi Vert.
Well, yeah, but that's now, right? Because he's fucking massive now. But like then, it just takes that one, you know.
It's
I
just
think
exposure.
he got his
100%.
start because he used to play 2K with Bronny.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I remember seeing videos of him.
You're saying so many
Little
names.
LeBron
Bronny
James
is
kid.
LeBron James' son, his oldest son.
Yeah, his oldest son, LeBron James.
His oldest son, who's the one that's following in his footsteps, the basketball superstar.
There may be more information on this since like I originally saw it, but a while back I saw that like LeBron James said that he would be open to leaving the Lakers to go play with whatever team drafts Bronny.
LeBron James is not going to stop playing basketball until Bronny is in the NBA.
100%.
No, I know. I'm just saying like I wonder if that means that like the Lakers are just going to try their hardest to draft Bronny.
It's
Like,
either
I
that,
feel
mean,
like
but
they play
I'm sure,
for a year, maybe 2 years, and then LeBron's like, "All right, I got what I wanted." And probably
100%.
retire.
Either they're going to try
And
the
then they're
damnedest,
just-
or
and if he sucks or whatever, they'll just trade him away.
he has an out in his contract. I'm sure he has like an opt out, like after like is a 1 year opt out or something like that, or a 2 year. Right? He's been with the Lakers. This is his second year with the Lakers, right? So I'm sure
No,
it was
this is
either-
like his third or fourth.
Yeah, he's
Is
been
it?
with it. He's
He
been with it for a minute.
It was either 2019
I think it's
or
his third.
2020.
Okay, I think it's his third.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he had like a 1 to 2, maybe even a 3 year opt out where he'll stay with the Lakers probably until whenever.
Right.
But if Bronny
No,
doesn't
like,
go
I'm-
there, yeah,
I definitely
think he'll
believe him.
definitely go
Like,
to
I
any
would
team.
not be surprised if he left at all to go play with his son. I'm just curious.
I'm
I'm
trying
like,
to think of a bad
how
team,
hard
right?
the
Imagine the Sacramento Kings. They haven't had a positive season. Okay, I just saw this stat because I just watched like some ESPN show, but they've been the Sacramento Kings for like over 20 years, or maybe since 2008. It's been,
they've been
15
longer.
to 20 years, and they haven't had a positive season since they've been in Sacramento.
It's crazy.
That's
it's like
A
the
lot of good
Cleveland
players.
Browns
Been
of
through
the
I know.
NBA.
100%.
Stojakovic. Yeah, also love that.
It's just crazy to think like
One
Ow.
ship with the man.
they haven't had a positive season. It's nuts.
Well, also, I mean, it is still wild that they haven't had a positive season, but I do feel like the NBA has crazy long seasons.
No, they have
80 games.
just as long.
82 games.
Yeah, it's 82 games. It's not long.
It's like less than hockey.
I mean,
and
I
baseball.
guess
Nope, exact
Which
number
half
of
of
hockey.
baseball.
It's literally the NBA and the NHL are set up the exact same way. 82 games, 32 teams.
So out of the big
my
four,
frame of reference is the only sports that I really watch are like
football.
UFC or football. So, like,
I feel like UFC doesn't have a season.
Yeah, they just kind of exist.
no, for
They
sure.
just kind of go
Yeah.
whenever they go.
I think
I feel like at some point they kind of had seasons, but I think during the pandemic that kind of went away with like the Fight Island.
No, I don't think they've ever had like a.
Because you're
Yeah.
not like the
16
2021
Yeah.
featherweight. You're
No.
just the featherweight champion until someone knocks you off
oh,
the
yeah,
wanna
yeah, I
fight,
guess
like,
that's fair.
like if you want to fight,
It's like
I
box
think it was
box.
like a 3 months, right? Like you couldn't fight back to back UFCs. It had to be like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah, there's restrictions on the fighters, but not
Yeah,
on.
but I think that's where mean,
I think that's like a.
I just like as far as like UFC seasons, I'm just meant like I feel like yes, there's obviously not like a championship, like a yearly championship that I look forward to, but I would imagine there's some sort of like annual schedule structure, whether it's like
it's called championship fights. I think that's what you're thinking.
No, but it's not scheduled. It's not like the championship featherweight
I know,
division title is in September. It's whenever they fight and accept the challenge. The featherweight title holder accepts a fight, and then they schedule it. Right? It's there is no relevance to time frame.
Moving away from sports and going in entertainment.
One
Fucking.
more thing on sports.
Go ahead.
Actually, two more things. I think
Give
Premier
him an
League
inch,
soccer
they take
has
a mile.
And moving on to
longest season.
entertainment.
And then also Vegas is building like a $25 billion sports complex just north of the Strip, which is going to be crazy. Sorry.
We're getting
That's it for sports. Back to you, Drew.
Thanks, Eric. The first two episodes of Atlanta dropped. I don't know if anybody's watched that.
I've seen some clips. I haven't seen. I need to watch season 2 because I dropped off after season 1. But I've heard nothing but good things. And then I saw the clip where he's like, "Pull over so I can beat this motherfucker's ass." Pull over
that's
the
from
car.
season 2. Yeah.
Is it okay? Then I need to watch season 2 for sure.
Season 2 is so good. But yeah, I was excited about that. I watched them. They're pretty good. Made me realize how in love I am with Donald Glover.
He's such a good dude. Oh my God,
he's good and he's
just good at everything.
He's so talented. Yeah, they're pretty good. You should check them out. The first episode's like Diet Get Out, the movie. It's pretty good.
Oh, dude!
I think I'm gonna take a break
speaking
from
of
Yellowstone and watch Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not about
Leaving this chat.
TV, but movies. That Nope, I think is what it's called. Movie with Jordan Peele's making. That looks good as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't typically care for horror movies or whatever, but like
it's like a sci-fi movie.
It's about aliens.
Sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Sci-fi horror.
I'm down to go watch that.
No. Also, the first episode of Moon Knight dropped today.
I have not watched it, so I don't
even
want to fucking talk about it at all. I'm just gonna keep on talking over you. So
I'm gonna watch it after this. I think.
I'm playing Valorant after this.
We should play Fortnite after this.
No build. So speaking of Fortnite, I think they just came out.
Something I never thought Drew would say.
They just announced today that that's permanent, and I think they're building like LTDs, but no building is permanent in Fortnite now.
Except in professional. Ranked games still have building.
That makes sense. Yes.
So the competitive scene of Fortnite is still based on building.
I think it's only a matter of time before that changes.
Well, I saw a good description video of it. So the description is, the game came out and everybody was on even playing field, right? And then over the next 3 years, people got to perfect and exploit every single aspect of building, right? To the point where, I mean, if people put in hundreds and thousands of hours of learning the most optimal way to do something, right, then they're going to do it. And the game health statistics showed that was actively declining the new player base, which is what keeps games alive, right?
Yeah.
It's not the 0.05% of players who spend 1,000 hours perfecting the craft that keep games alive. It's the new player base, right? Yeah. It's new players coming to your game and making microtransactions. And if you're not getting that and it's declining, your game is going to die. Point blank, like there is no argument to that. Like unless you have a Saudi Arabian prince donating $1 billion to your game, like because he likes it that much and he plays it 1,000 hours a week, like it's gonna die. So that's the decision point.
Just to put a pin in that, if any Saudi Arabian prince wants to donate $1 billion to SpaceBar podcast, I'll put out. Thank you.
We'll put out an episode a day.
Oh God!
I'll just personally put out. But I've seen like so many. So many big streamers returning, right? Like Tim the Tatman and Lupo, like returning on a constant basis. Like
I'm a
Ninja
season 0
came back
veteran.
to Fortnite and has been playing that religiously. But like a lot of people, like Cloak, like I haven't seen Cloak play Fortnite in fucking forever, and he was on today. And then like Hiko, he's even played Fortnite.
Yeah, I saw Higo play it last week.
I was just like, what? Like I
That's
haven't
pretty
ever seen him play
standard
anything
for,
other than
like,
Valorant.
any game that makes a big change, like especially like where they take out a major game mechanic like that. Like any streamer is gonna, at least any video game streamer is gonna get some views by checking that out.
Before we divert, Eric, did you see my message? I need you to sell my account for $3,500.
Yeah, I got you.
Do it. I'll give you 20%, bro.
I need you
That's
to let me know
free
what
money.
all's on your account.
I have the Black Knight. The video I sent you had the Black Knight on it. I have the Tier 100 Season 0 pass.
I'm so mad I didn't
literally
grind
never
that.
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out I have like 3 exotic emotes that like haven't been in the shop that much.
I'll give you my shit. You log in, you make a catalog. If we can get if we could even get $1,000 for it, bro, like sell that bitch. I'll give you 200. If we get 3,000, I'll give you 600. If we get,
Hey, if anybody wants to buy at Eric,
bro, I got everything on that. I got like,
you just let me know.
I've got every single umbrella to a certain point. I think like mid season 2 or mid chapter 2.
Yeah, season 1. Yeah, chapter 2. Season
I have all of the umbrellas. I have mad shit on there. And I got hella emotes. And then the season 0 tier 100 Black Knight, which is like, I think they did this as like 0.01% of accounts have that. So that's the gold mine right there.
This conversation reminds me of like back in the day when I was a kid and like people would sell their RuneScape accounts and shit. And like, I've got mithril armor, skimmies.
Mental is
played RuneScape.
trash,
I
bro.
don't know. I can't remember any of the shit from that game.
The top tier free to play armor in RuneScape was Rune Armor. RuneScape, Rune Armor. And then if you were pay to play, you could then go to Dragon and then you get a god tier armor, but then it was degradable and you had to refresh it and you had to, you know, go fight the gods in the dungeons in order to, you know, get the new materials in order to. But armor was the main thing in RuneScape.
I was never that kid, surprisingly.
There were one-time collectibles like the Robin Hood hat or the party hats that would go for tens of millions of coins in RuneScape currency, and that was all before the Grand Exchange got implemented.
I don't even know like the general layout of RuneScape. I don't even know.
This is RPG. It was an MMORPG.
MMORPG.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was like the watered down version of WoW.
Warcraft?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the big draw to it is it had PvP. It was like besides WoW, like it was one of the biggest online games that had PvP. So like it's super fun to get online and like you would like go into the wilderness where PvP was turned on, and then like it's literally adrenaline, right? Because you could you spent hundreds of hours grinding levels, like turning flax into bowstrings to make bows to sell in banks in order to make money to buy armor, and then you would take it out there and you could lose it. You could fucking die. And you could squat up, you could be like, yo. I'm gonna have my 3 friends sit right out here outside the map window, right? And I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna look like a noob in the wilderness, right, wandering around. And then the squad rolls up with you, and then you're on the phone with the boys, you're like, yo, they're coming. And then they run up, you take strength potions, they lower levels because they 99 their strength, but they didn't do anything with their defense or attack, like, and so they're fucking. Played a lot of RuneScape.
Yeah, we can tell.
Them damn, these on Discord before Discord is even a thought.
I know
iPhone, speakerphone, group chat calls.
is that privileged white kids said, "Wow, most broke people or people who didn't have jobs, so their parents wouldn't pay for stuff, played RuneScape, and Asians played MapleStory." That was all that I knew growing up.
I didn't play any of those games. I played a little bit of Diablo, and then
I played Neopets for a little bit.
I mainly played sports games.
Toontown? Anybody?
I played a lot of Madden.
I played a ton of Madden from like.
Well, I was talking about like
early
online
2000s,
MMOs.
like 2006, and Madden, NCAA, and then like NBA.
NCAA though.
I played a lot of COD.
NCAA's coming back. I didn't start playing COD until Black Ops.
Yeah,
I played a lot of like the back. What's the Backstreet football game? Yard.
NFL Street.
Street. I played a lot of Street.
I played a lot of that too. Yeah. Oh, and then what was the basketball version?
Was it DJ Slam? What was where the rappers fought each other?
It was also Street. It was NFL Street and NBA Street.
NBA Strip is a jam.
And there was
There
Ballers.
was like a DJ Jam one
Def
where
Jam.
like
Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Def
and
Jam.
Yeah.
those were just like famous people would fight. It was like basically
that
a
was fun as fuck.
WWF game. Yeah.
I played a lot of
little bit
those
Battlefield,
WWF games
but it
too.
was like
Yeah,
Battlefield too.
fucking
What was that first
shut your
Dragon Ball
mouth.
Z game that came out?
Budokai?
No, he's
No
thinking
idea.
of
Aiken?
Tenkaichi.
Something like that.
There was
It was
Budokai
like
and Tenkaichi. Those were the
it
two
was before
big ones.
Budokai, I think.
Then Tenkaichi.
I think Skyrim was the first game that I played that was like outside of like shooting and.
Well, that was like
sports.
2004. I also forget that I'm like 3 years older than y'all.
I don't know. Well, it has to do with
Video
video
games
games.
is a big difference.
I mean, money, right? It was
Yeah, yeah,
16 and
I
had a
got-
job, and I was 12 and
Stealing
bad.
shit.
That's you, yeah.
Um,
Like I was
Spinning
in
back
high
to
school
the-
when COD Modern Warfare. I was in the military training when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Are you saying Nathan?
no, I was just gonna say, like, spinning back to the thing that we tangented off of.
I don't even know where. I'm excited
The
to find out what we
Fortnite-
tangented off of.
The Fortnite thing. So, like, I guess for whatever reason, like, I view that game as, I guess, like a lot of people do, where, like, I didn't enjoy it for two specific reasons. Like, one, the building aspect, and two, like, just the general, like, audience of, like, all the very small children that play that game. But, like, since they did remove building, like, I am sort of tempted to try that game, just because I do think that, like, they have done better than any other game has, at least with, like, the cosmetic shit.
They have, like, IPs
the
out the ass.
Yeah, like,
That-
it's wild how, like, they get, like, Marvel shit, all sorts of other shit. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
Mars is
like,
everything.
no other game
That-
ever gets
everything.
any of that shit. Yeah, like,
fucking-
fucking everything.
Well, that's like the one thing. So, it's a weird flex, but like I like flexing. Like I was like one of the first, not people, but like I was season 0 playing the game, going
You
into
were
the store.
early.
Yeah,
Don't
there was
sell
no
yourself
store.
short.
Yeah, exactly. There was no store. When you went to the store, they said store coming soon. When the store was there was only 2 skins and like maybe 1 pickaxe, and it said
You were-
season pass coming soon. Yeah.
You were true project. You were true alpha. Like it said beta for 2 fucking seasons, but Drew
Yeah.
was true alpha. Alpha
And, like,
gameplay.
That game, I think on my PS4, I still have like some like my original playthroughs when I first started playing, and
I have some old ass clips.
Yeah,
I have
it's-
some old ass.
it was
clips. And Drew
so-
put me on the game.
fun. It was so fun when it first came out because PUBG was really big, and I really wanted to play PUBG, but it was only PC at the time, and I didn't have money for a PC, and I wasn't going to do that. So when Fortnite got announced and I found out that it was also a battle royale, checked it out, loved it, and I did learn to build, but not like Kyle. I wasn't going into creative and putting hours in.
Well, creative wasn't even a thing
Perfect.
until after you
Right.
stopped playing the game.
No, I played till like season 6, I think.
Chapter 1, season 6.
Yeah, chapter 1, season 6. But the way I built was just for immediate cover, so I could fight. It wasn't build battle. Never was
But-
into build battling.
But even at that time, what me and you were doing was cutting edge.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. Like pushing, like the ramp push.
the ramp to push was
Yeah.
cutting edge. Yeah, when we
Like, that's
played
a-
the game.
That's as far as I would go as like advanced building. Was like ramp pushing and then stuff like that.
Right. And honestly, like, if that's as far as the building aspect went in the game,
Yeah, it was fun then. But then when
But
people
that's-
started
that-
build fighting, it was bullshit, and that's why I stopped playing the game. And so them getting rid of it kind of just intrigues me. Just
Yeah.
hop
'Cause,
in
like,
again.
I know, like, to Kyle's point, like, I know, like, I have avoided it primarily because of the building aspect. Like, I never really got the building, never was good at it, didn't want to go back because of, like, all of the exploits now and shit. And, like, it makes sense that they would get rid of it because it's like, yeah, if it drives me away, I'm sure it drives away so
skill
many other
gap
people.
is
Yeah, the
crazy.
skill gap is huge.
Yeah.
Like, my dad could probably hop in a COD lobby. He'd probably get put in a fucking bot lobby, not like literal bots, but like people that are also 50 playing a game, and he would have an okay time. My dad can't hop in a game of Fortnite. He would get boxed like a fish and then die within the first 2 minutes of the game.
Well, the thing is, like, even in a game like Valorant, there's an element of luck to it, right? Because you have a gun that does one shot dead, right? So even if you can't aim, the randomness of the gunshot while you're moving could one shot kill somebody. You could be running with the Vandal from 200 meters and get lucky enough to kill somebody. But that level, like, if you were in Fortnite and you were going against a pro, you literally couldn't get a kill, right? If you were someone who didn't know how to play the game and you went against a bro, you could not get a kill if they had materials. It would literally be impossible, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could not. But in a game like Valorant, like, if our team of 5 went against a pro team of 5, we would have kills on the board. We might get skunked 0-13.
No shot.
But we would have kills on the board because there's a one shot, one kill gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. There's a chance.
Drew, I'm good for at least one, bro. Come on.
One round?
One kill.
One round.
One kill.
One round.
Play
Bro. We're
against
taking at least
10, bro.
one.
Eric, we just got skunked in silver 2 nights ago.
I'm good for at least one round, bro.
You don't think we're going to get skunked against pros?
No. I'm good for one. I've learned. I've
like,
adapted.
I don't
Call
think
me
I could
Iron
beat
Man. Always learning.
a pro player like around in probably any game.
Do you think you could do it in Rocket League? Maybe like score one goal?
Yeah, I'm not talking about beating one round. I'm talking about getting a kill.
In Rocket League, I may be able to get a score, but that would, like, the only situation I see that happening is if, like, I get a good save and, like, a good break on the ball. Like, if I'm in a situation where
that's extremely possible.
But Rocket League is, like, not comparable, I
Diamond?
feel like, to Valorant.
I don't know anything about Rocket League.
Rocket League is literally just Hot Wheels soccer.
Literally.
I mean, I know what the game is, but I don't know anything about the
See, it's
skill
actually
level.
made by a cool... No, it's good.
So the skill level is fucking... It's crazy.
Like, if I played you literally of never touching the game, you think in 10 games, you think I could score one goal?
In 10 games, for sure.
Okay, then you could score a goal on a pro, no doubt in my mind.
But I will also say, like, I am good at Rocket League, but I am, like,
do a lot of
like,
aerials?
my gameplay is so vanilla. Like, for whatever reason, this is the only game that I haven't done this for that, like, I play competitively. Like, I haven't never really, like, I'm subscribed to the subreddit because, like, I like seeing people's highlights or whatever, but, like, I don't watch different strategies or, like, playthroughs and shit like that. There's tons of different, like, aerial shit where you can, like keep the ball in the air for a super long time and, like, flip resets and a bunch of other, like, complex mechanics that, like, I don't fuck with because I'm like, whatever, it's Hot Wheels soccer. I'm not going to take it that seriously. I got a boost and a jump. I can do pretty well with that, and I do. But, like, when you get into those harder ranks like Diamond and shit, it gets a lot harder because, like, that's what all those people are doing. They're doing, like, that crazy shit. So that's what I'm saying is, like, it would be hard for me to score for sure just because of that, just because of, like, the way
Just
that
air dribble over you.
play. Yeah, like they air dribble, or if they, like, get the first touch and it goes, like, past me, really, like, they're probably going to, like, get a goal. But I play threes mostly, and I don't play with any, like, I just play with randoms. Like, I solo queue a bunch because, like, the only other person that I know that really plays the game is my brother.
Bryce plays, he's in Diamond League.
Who?
Bryce.
Nice.
IB Robin.
Gotta hit him up.
Nice. I don't think we're friends. Like,
That's
I
rude.
usually just solo.
He's a really cool guy.
I've met him, like,
He's a
twice.
great dude.
He's on Discord. I'd be Robin. Message him.
Yeah, like,
That's what the Discord is for. Playing
well,
with
and
random
I think
people.
it's just because, like, I play it competitively, I guess, but also, like, in a very casual sense. Like, even if I am playing competitive, I still have, like, Netflix or something going on my second monitor where, like,
I don't feel like that's a
the
game where audio is key.
No, for sure, it's not like, but it's like there will be points where I'm literally just like actually watching, like, and like, oh shit, like, sorry guys.
What a save in chat.
Yeah, like I play competitive because like I'm too good to play casual. I just
Not
like
the
it's
tangent
fun.
off
Yeah.
of Nathan spending the last 5 minutes talking about how he doesn't know aerials. I just got to Titan League on my Clash of Clans account.
All right, guys, that's been the podcast.
I just
can't
can't
believe
play
you're
casual
still playing
anymore.
that game all these years later. I think on my hold on, let me pull up my Instagram real quick. My old Instagram.
I never
I
got
want
into Clash of
I want to
Clans.
see how
Download it now.
old this video
For
is.
what?
Why not? You got something better to do?
Yeah.
I don't like as soon as I got to the point where I started to have to wait like days before I could do anything, I was like, fuck this. I don't.
That's your
absolutely
whole
not.
life, Nathan. You're just waiting to die.
Fair. Got me there.
Yeah.
Got
No
me there.
response.
Hold on, I want to see how old this video is. It's a video of you, Wade, and playing.
I've been on Clash probably 8 years.
Hold on.
It's a long time. I stopped for a long time. I took a long break. I probably took a 3 or 4 year break. And I recently just got back in it because Joe Accent plays, and he invited me to his clan, and now I feel like a responsibility. So like for those 3 or 4 years, I would get on like once every 3 months, right?
The video I have
Because,
is from
like,
July 30th, 2014, and you're playing Clash of Clans.
14.
2014.
Show the video.
This is. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong angle. This is you.
You have to cover your face for it to autofocus.
And Wade, and me just being bored.
You look so unhappy.
We were all hanging out. I think we were playing 13, and then y'all just got your fucking tablets and phone
my
out.
girlfriend makes when she sees me get up.
All right, but for real,
That's
we're probably gonna
just
call it
facts.
here. It's been a minute.
All right, guys, we've been SpaceBar Podcast. If you made
Thanks
it this
for
far,
watching.
you know what it is. Thank you so
This
much. We always
this
appreciate
podcast is able to fuck right now. Episode 18.
it.
We're
Let's
legal.
go.
Ooh, coming up on 20. We got something special for y'all. We don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out.
Should we just all get drunk? So episode
I get drunk
21
every
should
podcast,
okay,
first
but I
of
mean
all.
like plastered. Episode 21 just get plastered and just do it like on a.
Y'all have PTO?
21? I'm down for that. I have
All
PTO.
right,
Can easily do it.
y'all have
just call
PTO?
in.
How are you going to ask me if I have PTO and I'm
not
responding
asking
to
you,
you
I'm
and you
asking-
tell me to shush?
I'm asking the other people.
I'll just
Make it
call
make
in
sense.
on Thursday. We can do it, or if you want to do it Thursday.
Well, it'd be the week
go
after next, right?
To do it Thursday night and a Friday.
Thursday night into
We can do it
Friday.
any day of the week if we call in the next day, is my
I'm
point.
calling it.
Yeah, but if
can
I'm
do
calling
it
in
any
on the
day of the week
Thursday,
if we
I'm
don't have to
taking
go
that
to work.
Friday off as well. It just makes no sense. Anyways, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you already know the deal. It is 5. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. On YouTube,
Later.
like, comment,
We
subscribe.
did do an intro.
Shit. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
No, we didn't. We did not do an intro.
What's up, guys? This is SpaceBar Podcast. We've already done the podcast. Thank you so much. I'm Eric.
I'm Drew.
Nathan.
Oh, you should have done
All
the
right.
pause thing.
And that's...
Bye, guys.
Well, now